Alright, welcome back to the Sea Turtle Mindset Show. It's the Sea Turtle Mindset channel. Super excited to be here with you today. For those who don't know me, my name is Jonathan Rosales. I'm the author of Sea Turtle Mindset, and this is the book review. I'm super excited, and let's jump right in. Today, we're gonna be reviewing The Mind Gym by Gary Mack with David Castevins. Phenomenal. I'll see you on the inside. So, as usual, we're going to cover a little bit about the author. Gary Mack is actually a sports psychologist that has worked with professional athletes such as LeBron James in terms of working on their mental game. You see, if this book is for those who are competitive, those who are athletes, those people who are learning a new sport or maybe even a new skill. What I've taken out of the book itself is that the mental game is as important as the physical game. So I'm in business. I also am an athlete myself. I play soccer. And a lot of the times, one of the things that I noticed was when my mind wasn't right, when I wasn't there mentally, my performance sucked. Let's just keep it real. So if my mind wasn't up to par, my performance was low. But when my mind was up to par and my performance reflected where my mind was. So it's interesting how the author goes about to explain how the mental game is vitally important when it comes to performing in your specified niche, in your business, in the sport that you're currently playing. He uses an example of a study they conducted, how they had 3 different groups, right? And one of the groups was only physically trained. They physically trained for the sport, and I believe it was basketball, if I clearly remember. And they physically trained 3 times a week or 5 times a week. They were training physically. The second control group didn't do anything. They did not train physically or mentally. And then the third group trained mentally and physically as well. So before they went to a physical workout, they did a mental workout. And what the study came out to find out was the people who physically trained, they got better. They were doing free throw shots. They started making more free throw shots, right? The people who did not train, they made, if not the same amount of results in terms of performance. And then the third group, the control group that had mental training and physical training, performed at a higher performance of the whole group in general. So what does that conclude? What it concludes is when you visualize the game in your mind, or when you visualize mentally, right? It gives you a certain posture. It gives you a certain poise. I've read other books when it comes to the power of the subconscious mind, how when you mentally practice, let's say you're doing a sales pitch, or let's say you're gonna go play a sport, and you mentally practice, the neurons in your brain are firing as if you was playing it physically, as if you was in front of the prospect. So the Mind Gym, this book right here, is basically a guide for athletes to achieve inner excellence. Not only athletes, but also business. And that's a sport. This is a sport that we're in. For those who are in business, right? It's a sport. You have to practice. If I was to go into my business meetings, into my business Zoom calls with no practice, the people who I'm prospecting, I'm practicing on them, and I'm honestly doing an injustice. I don't know about y'all, but if I went to a game and the athletes did not practice before going to the game, and they used the actual physical game, the game time, it's game time, as practice, you would be pissed. Because imagine it was your favorite team, right? And they didn't practice all week, and they went to play a team that's been practicing. Guess who's going to win? The team that's been practicing. So the same thing goes with your mind. If you're not practicing mentally in business or in a sport, you're doing an injustice not only to yourself, to the fans, and the prospect. They're not getting the best you that can possibly be. So this book right here, I highly suggest if you're an athlete, if you're in business, 1000%. Now, there are 4 concepts that I really took out of the book, and it was called the 4 Ds, okay? The first D was desire, okay? Desire. You must have a desire to become the best version that you can possibly become. And how do you achieve that? How do you achieve becoming a better version of you? Practice. Practice. See, I remember Aristotle once said, excellence is not a habit, but is the conscious action deliberately repeated day by day. I might have butchered that, but you know what? I'll probably go look up the actual definition and put it right here, right now. Okay, cool. So, the second D is dedication. Not only do you need the desire, but you have to be dedicated to stick through it, even when the going gets tough. See, what happens is, and I was reading this in a different book called Mastery. And see, in that book, it explains that when you're dedicated to something, even when you hit the plateau, it doesn't matter how long you're on the plateau because you're dedicated. It's a covenant mindset where it's like you're going to stay there until you achieve your goal. And what does that go? It leads right into the third D, determination. You have to be determined to become what it is that you're going to become. You see, you have to accept where you are right now, and you're dedicated. You have a desire, an inner desire to become the best athlete, the best business person, the best husband, the best wife, and you dedicate yourself to that, and you're determined to accomplish it, and only with the 4th D you can achieve that excellence, and that's discipline. You have to discipline yourself. You have to discipline yourself, and I'll be honest with you. Discipline has been something that I've been working on diligently. Self-discipline, I believe, is the fundamental component when it comes to changing your life, advancing, leveling up to the next level. And this book right here has definitely changed the mental game, because like all the mentors that I've had, the personal development that I've been through, and I'm still going. I'm an active student. I am an active learner. I'm always reading constantly because I wanna see. I have the desire, okay, to become the best version of myself, and I'm dedicated to doing that, and I'm determined to do whatever it takes and read as many books as I could possibly be, and that takes discipline. Because for me to go to the next level, for me to go to where I want to be, I have to stick to the game. And that game is a mental game. Like my mentor says, 90% is mental, 10% is physical. And it's so true. I'm telling you. If you want to advance wherever it is that you are doing right now, do yourself a favor, get this book, read it more than once. This is gonna be probably my 3rd time reading it. I read it twice, but definitely powerful stuff. The cool thing about the book is at the end of each chapter, he explains what it is that the whole chapter was about. So the 4 Ds, this is chapter before part 3. It goes, once you have a dream and a direction, it is desire, dedication, determination, and discipline that keep you going. Ask yourself this: are you walking your talk? And with that, my friends, I'll see you in the next book review. Peace out. Spread the wisdom. You already know the deal. Subscribe if you're a new subscriber. Please share this message. I'm here to spread the wisdom, continuously learning, becoming a better version of myself. I'm here to help you. Check out the books that you're about to read, and to see if you want to read it, or learn from me and cut the learning curve. With that being said, peace out. You already know, see Eternal Mindset.